Hello everyone, welcome to our class. This class is teach online, which means that you can log into the internet or using your cell phone to study this class. The main purpose of this class is teach you how to code the Scratch language. Scratch language is very beginner's language, mostly for the elementary school or in the junior high school, because it using the BlackBerry to drag and drop the code, the block, then you can make your own project, and the computer to implement your idea. But before that, you got to have thinking your mind, then think about what you want the computer to do it for you. So, at the very beginning of this class, I will teach you the information technology, and hope that you can know what is the point of the coding is in this domain knowledge. Here I listed 10 important areas of information technology, and each of that I do have explanation down below. Totally we have 10 terminologies. The first one is basic computer concept. In many countries, they call it as BCC, basic computer concept for the students to learn in very beginning stage. This course teaches you how the computer functioning. How does it work, and its advantage and also the disadvantages. Most of the computer concept teaches you the latest information technologies, including applications, software, apps, operating system, internet, information networks, big data, cloud computing, wearable devices, and sensors. But the sensors is kind of microcontrol unit. It connects to some of the transmitter or receiver to detect the messages from the nearby in the environment. Okay, some of the BCC also teaches you the digital system. In the digital system, you will learn the decimal, hexadecimal, binary, or octal numbers. And you need to learn the translation way, just like from the decimal to the binary, or vice versa, from the binary to the decimal. Then number two that you can learn next to BCC is the multimedia. From the words you can understand it's a kind of multi means many, media means the medium. The multimedia integrated text, image, video, animation, and also audio. So it's covered with text, image, audio, video, and animation. Right now in the classroom, the teachers, they are using in the traditional way is use the text only, and also using by the static graphics. But now, because of the computer, the teachers got to using the multimedia in their own class teaching, either using the information technology or they using the overhead projector to show you the multimedia. So after you learn the BCC, I think the first technology you learn is the multimedia. Then after multimedia is the web design. I think you using the browser just like a Chrome or maybe Firefox. Different kind of browser. It can help you to browse the www. www means World Wide Web. So there must be someone they designed the web page for you. Then you can using the browser to watch it. So you are the consumer, the user under the internet using the browser. But there must be someone to create the content. Those creators, we call them web designer. So web design refers to the design of web page, which contain various technologies for web design, such as information, architecture, user interface, website architecture, navigation, layout, color, fonts, and overall rendering. Anyway, overall the information pass from the developer to the consumer. So that's the number 3. Number 1 is BCC. Number 2 is the multimedia. Number 3 is web design. Then after you done these 3 skills, I think people they got to understand what is operating system. By the computer now you are using is probably is the desktop, or someone could be using the notepad PC, or you might using the mobile, just like a mobile device, just like a tablet PC or cell phone. But cell phone is too small for you to read the words. The operating system you are using now is the Windows. So what is operating system? I think in the PC, in the desktop or notebook, you're mostly using a Windows. But in the cell phone, you might use the Android or iOS. What is operating system? It's a program managed computer hardware and software resources. It also the core computer system. Many times I teach my students, I tell them operating system is kind of man and machine language for the people to tell these computers to do things that they want them to do. Because people mostly don't know the hardware. So you just control using the operating system. You can tell the computer to show the files you want, to call out a program code editor, to put in the character or mail or the text you want, and then you save it in the computer, the storage device. Later on, you can call it out. So operating system is a kind of system for you to talk with the computer, just between man and hardware. So the operating system is responsible for basic tasks such as managing and configuring memory. It also controls the input-output devices, operating the network. The network includes the local network, means inside your class or inside your campus. The internet means the closing between the networks, the then local area network. So internet is I think bigger than the local area net. So we call internet as wide area network. People call it as WAN for the local area net. People call it as LAN, LAN. After you study the operating system, I think you must have the chance to touch the internet. Internet refers to the huge network that is connected between the internet and the internet is just like what I say, the interaction between network and network. These networks are connected to a number of standard network protocols. Protocol means a standard way of communication that connect billions of devices around the world to form a single, locally large international network. Okay? Anyway, the internet means, inter means the close, net means many of the networks. And then after internet, right now, this technology is quite popular. We call cloud computing. By the time you are watching a video, this video is from YouTube. The YouTube also an element of cloud computing because it has a big storage and our video file set in there. By the deliver and the branch of the lines, all the users in the terminal, in the ending point, can access to the central storage system. Cloud computing is an internet-based computing method, and this way, shared hardware and software resources and information can be provided to various terminals and other devices on the computer. You got to be aware and you got to be noticed that the cloud computing now is a kind of critical technology. You cannot escape from this technology. I mean that if you want to get a good job, good pay, after you enter the information society, I think cloud computing skill is quite important. And also right now the AI, the big data, most of the program and the data are stored inside the cloud. So let me show you the diagram of these 5 technologies. We have shown that in here. The first one is basic computer concept, a beginner course. Then the multimedia means the different kind of media like text, graphic, audio, video, and animation. In the past, the teachers are only using voice and they write down using the textbook. The textbook is a kind of steady material, teaching materials, a statical teaching material. But right now, the teaching material is a kind of dynamic, means that it can change any time. So using the internet is a good way for the education and also for the instruction, just like the way we are doing now. I can change it anytime. Okay, then the number 3 is the web design. But if you want to design the web page, you got to familiar with multimedia and also familiar with the basic computer concept. So I coding the rank I rank it. Number 1 is BCC, and then number 2 is multimedia, and number 3 is web design. There are so many editors of web design. Web design is a kind of code generator. We can use Word, Microsoft Word, to design your page, and you set that into HTML file. Then the HTML file is the web page. It's quite easy. Then the number 4 is the operating system. As I told you, when right now you are using the PC, it's Windows operating system. Operating system is a kind of interface for the user and the hardware. You need not to control which file to save into your hard disk. You just move the element in the screen. Just drag it and drop it to somewhere. Then it will do the file set for you. After that is the network. Network is two kinds. One is local area net and one is one we call internet. Okay, let's continue in number 6. The number 6 domain knowledge is programming language. Programming language is, I think, the fundamental of all the information technology. All the domain knowledge is based on the programming language. I think you know, just like this time, we are going to teach you the Scratch. Scratch is the easiest language. Then after that, in so many countries, they might using the Microsoft Visual Basic language. That is also a very popular and widely used in the world. The number 2 you may understand is the Python. And then what you are studying now is the Scratch. The reason we teach you the Scratch because it's easier to compare to the other languages. There is also we call C language. C language is a little harder, mostly for in the I think enterprise, when you want to create a kind of system, you want to create a computer system, like the, how can we start, ERP, enterprise planning, resource planning, kind of that. There are so many kind of software. If you go to the supermarkets, they are using the POS system. I think the system also basically they are using the computer language to develop the system. So the C language is for the professional usage, for the professional. And the Python and Scratch is just for learning. But right now, Python not only in the education, not in the school, and also in the enterprise, they are using, they might choose Python as the one of their favor to develop the system. So just watch the trend of the computer development. I think the Python right now is gradually getting the professional programmables attention. Okay. And then number 7 is programming. Programming means program design. Just like coding. Coding is a programming. Programming is a combination of mathematics, so you got to be aware. The mathematics is very important to you starting from the elementary school. you then the number, the counting the number, then arithmetic, and also you then the algebra. Anyway, the mathematics is the fundamental development of the programming. So it's combined the mathematics skills and art. They also say it's arts. Anyway, art means that a kind of a feeling, the beauty of your perception. And any program written in a computer language for instructions and grammar. What we are going to teach you is the grammar and the way of compiling the blocks. This description of the grammar is deterministic. Unlike the language used in everyday life, means that our language, like English, it can be ambiguous, but for the computer language, it got to be deterministic. Definitely, this. If you mix just one word wrong, then the whole result will be incorrect. So programming is got to be very careful when you run to writing the program. Got to be very careful. You cannot careless to do it. Okay, then after that is the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, and the word you understand that it's kind of artificial wisdom, which allows machine to learn from experience. The experience is by themselves, by the computer itself, or by the human knowledge. Adapt to new input message. You can collect all the message and analyzing and categorizing it by the program we designed, and it will perform the human-like work. Means the result is what you define it to do. Most of the AI examples that are heard today relying heavily on deep learning. Deep learning means the machine, they accumulate the knowledges, accumulate all the human knowledges to become a kind of intelligent machine. Okay, we can train a computer to learn. So we call it as artificial intelligence. The number 9 is the database. Database is very important skill. Everything is put on all the data and the information and the file and the program. Everything we put out inside the database. So database is a collection of data, collection of information. For example, by collecting the basic information of customers from the vendors that sell the business, you can build a large amount of customers' basic information, then form a customer database. I think in the enterprise, the franchise, the chain, supermarket chain, they do have customers' information. And also, right now, the database is quite huge. Google has in the different places. In the Asian, they do have Google Asian database. In Taiwan, I think in the Philippines or the other country, they do have duplicate different database there. So when I'm traveling from Taiwan, I access the database of Google in Taiwan. And when I'm traveling to the Philippines, I can access the data right there. It gives us, I think the speed will faster than fetch the data from long distance away. Okay, right now we almost discussed the 9 of the domain knowledge. The last one is this one. We call, which one we miss? I think we discovered, we talk about all that 10 domain knowledges. You got to understand what is that. And when I say the terminology, you have to be able to explain what is that. The next we want to discuss is the information technology and programming. Just like I told you before, coding, programming is very important skill. All the computer system, all the 10 domain knowledge what we discussed is based on the coding. And for the coding, they do have several kind of wide variety of languages, just like Scratch, Python, VB, or maybe some of you know that there is App Inventor. App Inventor is for the people. They're using it to design the APK. Yourself from all the APK, I mean all the applications are mostly developed by the App Inventor. So in our country, the high school students, they learned, many of the students, they learned App Inventor now. Okay, for the information technologies, there is a diagram. I should make it a smaller for it, and then you can see the whole picture of it. Okay, now you can see the whole picture. In this diagram, I call it as a mathematics and coding. On the left hand side, it says grade. Grade means the school year. Starting from elementary level, year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From 1 to 3, just like your childhood. You learned the counting number 1, 2, 3. Then arithmetics means you are learning the 4 kind of the operation: plus, minus, multiple, and divide. And then algebra. Algebra means you do have a variable like s, y, or z. And that the variable that we can put the value inside. That's algebra. And using a computer or by your hand, by the hand, to calculate the result. Then geometry, it means the shape. And then it's probability. Probability is a portion. Sounds like we say how many percent of the percentage of the men who would like to go shopping. The percentage, it's a kind of possibility, or we try to guess or figure out the possibility of the Americans, the possibilities of the President Trump will be elected in the next term of 2020. Okay, that's the possibility. And then then let me make it larger, then you can see the words. Trigonometric is a kind of triangle, 3 angles. By the size of the degree of the angle, we can calculate to know the length of each side. That's the trigonometric. Then after that, in the grade 11, you might learn the combination and the permutation. I think that we have many 11th grade students right now are watching this diagram. They might know what is that. And then is the exponent and the logarithm. Anyway, these are mathematics. It's a kind of foundation of the coding. So you got, if you start mathematics, don't give up. Do not give up your subject, because mathematics is key subject for you that highly related to your income after you go into the your career or profession. And then in the college you might learn the calculus, algorithm, data structure, numerical analysis, and then by that you develop your operational thinking. Operational thinking is kind of ability. If you mathematics is good, then you can. This turns equal to the logic, the way of your logical thinking, and in that you can using this kind of mathematics and operational thinking. You can master the language and design your project or program. Then after that is the information management, or the microcontroller unit. Microcontroller unit is kind of hardware structure. They do have peripheral outside of the computer, and it might have the light or the speakers, or anyway, they do have kind of sensor to detect the signals and coming the different results. So this is very important right now in all the artificial intelligence or the machine control. And then after the information management and microcontroller unit is following with the maker that we call innovation thinking. Maker is a kind of digital production using your thinking and doing your DIY, do it by yourself, to create a kind of technology production, digital production. In our country, we do have this class we call maker. Right now we call living technology and information technology. And by the end of this picture on the right hand side is artificial intelligence. We call it as the application environment, using mainly on the left hand side of the technology to write a program or control the device to control all over the world. I think you heard of IoT before. IoT means Internet of Things. It's covered with the cloud computing, internet, big data, etc. And also, I think you heard of that virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR. A mix with these two technology we call MR, mixed reality. The map above illustrates the relationship between mathematics and information technology, which is pictured from left to right, as I told you. There are 6 fields on the top. The leftmost column is the grades of the student's full year. Then the fields from left to the right are anyway the different, just like mathematics, foundation, computational thinking, programming language, information management, creative thinking, and application environment, which means IoT. So I think it is very important concept for you to study. You will know the trend of the hardware and the software and understand that mathematics is the foundation of all the information scale. Okay, now we will discuss our main topic. What is Scratch? Scratch is developed by the MIT. MIT is Massachusetts Institute of Technology. There is a team called Lifelong Kindergarten Team to allow the kids to quickly express their ideas using building blocks. So the Scratch is a kind of block language. Children can drag and combine code blocks to create a series of shows including animation, storytelling, instruments, and games. And the user will have the means to create more projects that could not be complete in the past to achieve endless imagination. It means that the kids, they do have a very creative thinking style, and they're using this kind of tool to develop their ideas using the Scratch code. Okay, this is the main picture. The main picture. If you want to see this picture, it is quite easy. Let me show you in this way. I open okay, here. That's one. I open here. How about here? Then I say Scratch. C-R-I-T-C-H. So this is the link, the universal resource locator URL. You just key in scratch.mit.edu. Then we come to here. You get to apply in the first. You get to apply your account first. Let me log out, and then I logged in. I got to change it to the English. This is in Chinese. Let me try to change it into English. It does have a menu for you to adjust, to change the language. English. It will change to English. So you got to sign in first. Before that, before sign in, you got to sign up using your Gmail. If you don't have your ID, you got to use this one. Need help to sign up for your account. Okay, now I'm key in my username. And then I key in my password. Hope it is correct. Okay, it is correct because I have so many ID and password. It's quite easy for me to forget it. Okay, then let's come here. So a new project, you got to say new, file new. Then it will come out as the picture, what you just seen. And then this is a quick review of the tutors. I hope that each of you click this one and see what it says. But we don't have time right now. I hope you can read it to understand what is Scratch. Okay, I close it. This is the main screen of the Scratch. Okay, then let's go next. Scratch allows children to learn code concept and create interactive images without having to learn a textual program language, written process, writing process, which means that the other kind of language they get using character to code. That means described language. Anyway, we go down to here. I think you can read that by yourself. Let's go down here. Unit 1 to 1. The first one is using the drag and drop blocks to write the program. You can drop this block to here. So this one to here. I think some of you have done this before. Must be done this before. Using the different. There is a website we call Hour of Code. It's quite popular in the world. I think millions of the students they using that before. If you do it for 1 hour, it will issue you a certificate. Says that you just complete or finished the level 1, level 2, anyway, different level for the different class year, the school year's level for you to do that. You can try to search the internet using the Hour of Code. The same kind of block language. Okay, using the drag and drop blocks to write program. And number 2, let me clear this one. It can also share your own written program to the online community. Okay, I just show you the MIT. If you finish your code or your project, you can store there and can share your code IP, the link to the others. We will do that later. You can also watch the programs written by others in the online community. This one is a kind of well-known code. Many students, when they log in here, they might try this one. I forget the name of it. It should be here. It says, let me see. Anyway, it says just like Amy or something. We will try that later. And then number 4, click see inside to see the code. If someone share you the link, you click the link. You can also see their code, just like this one. You can see all the program's code. Just click inside. And if you click the remix means that you can re-edit the program, just like this one. And number 5, right now we are using now is 3.0 expansion. It's a new one. It's just announced early this year in the January. So quite new programming language. Before that we're using the Scratch 2.0. So if you log into the internet, you can find so many code that are coding by the Scratch 2.0. It's very easy for you to tell which one is come out from the Scratch 3.0 or come out from Scratch 2.0, because the file name from the Scratch 3.0 is SB3. From the Scratch 2.0 is SB2. Okay? Then this new one is support the MCU. It's quite powerful function. I think some of you may have seen this before. This one is kind of microbit that's produced from the British. There are 4 big companies. One is Samsung, one is Microsoft, one is ARM, and one is BBC, British Broadcast Company. So these 4 enterprises, they combine together to promote this one. We call microbit. Right now it's quite widely used in the elementary school and also in the high schools. So this new language can support this device we call microbit. Okay, I think later we might discuss about this one. And then number 7 is linking Google Translation Suite translation. So, wow, that's quite powerful. We know that Google do have a kind of Google translation. Here in your language, if you want to do some kind of the function inside, you can just put these subblocks in there. Then it functions just like it, what the Google translation does. And then number 8 is using Scratch built-in audio and visual material. It does have many pictures, audio, and videos inside. You can just move that in here. Then make your projects beautifully, more beautiful, and plenty of the functions. Anyway, it's easy to use. This one is the costumer editor. The costume is selected by the sprite. Anyway, later we will discuss about that. This one is for you to change the shape or change the costume of the sprite. And then number 9, as I told you, that Scratch offers you the function of the audio generate. You can use the drawing tool to draw cartoon characters and control dynamic effects. You can recording your voice in there, so you can doing the introduction, explanation, and using different sound effects in your program. Make it more beautiful or amazing for the function. And then, this is the name of Journey's End, AMY. That's the name of this program. If you search from the MIT, just say key in this name, you can see this program, this project. Enjoy Scratch's creation of Journey's End. Click on see inside in the top right corner here, right corner of the page to see the code. You can see the code that controls the various materials in the movie. Okay, they call it as a movie. Number 11, let me move that down. Okay, here. User can drop materials directly in Scratch, and the tool provided by the drawing tools can meet the basic needs of the user. Okay, you can draw them, change the color by the color or situation or the brightness. This is saturation. Anyway, it does a function for you to change the color, the brightness, and saturation. And then number 12. Okay, number 12. The recording. Okay, we discussed that before. Recording function. You can put your voice inside and even record the music. Number 13 is the sound can be added with various spatial effects. Okay, there are so many different kind of sound effects. They do have some wonderful music in here. So you can just go in there and click that to see which one you like. Some of them are short music. And number 14, you can experience it yourself on the web version of different version. Okay, anyway, there are so many projects on the MIT. Just go and try it. Okay, let's make a small a conclusion for this section. This is the last one of number 14. Says that you can experience it yourself on the web version. Web version is online. Go to the MIT website and browsing it and learn it. It also has a tutor. So many materials on the internet. Actually, you can learn it by yourself. So using the MIT online function. Let's make some conclusion here. The ending this chapter. The most convenient way to use Scratch is go directly to the Scratch MIT website and edit the building blocks on the web without installing any software. You can also do it by the offline. Later we'll discuss about the offline. And right now it's recommended you to do the online. So many people using the online version. Exactly the same. The function is exactly the same. You can also on the official website or on the CS First course website find out more. Okay, this is unit 1-1 introduction of the Scratch. Okay, now we come to unit 1-2, use Scratch online or offline. On the upper part, we have tell you the Scratch do have online. If you want to do it online, you just click the browser and key in here. You just say Scratch, SCITCH, you will get the IP of this one. And just enter. So, let's go to the first page. If you want to create your code or your project, just click this one, creating project. And then starting do your coding here. That's online mode. And then just this one. This is the hyperlink I just told you. And the number 2 is offline. Click this link. You can download. Let me try to show you this one. Okay, this one. Yep. We come to here. It says download. And if you are using the Windows, the PC, just click this one to download. You can also use the Apple machine to download the iOS, the Mac OS. Okay, there are 2 ways. One is online, one is offline. If you download the file, you got to install. After install, you will see this one. This is Scratch application, Scratch anyway editor. And then this is Scratch 3, and this one is old version for Scratch 2.0. So this is the new one. If you click this one, starting this program, I think the screen is exactly the same as you have on the internet, same one. You got to try it again. I don't know why. You got to do it twice. They really come out with that. The screen is almost the same. But the online version provides you more function for the cloud information there. Let's go to the next. We have discussed the online and offline, and this is the way of editing the project. We will discuss that later.